Advance of HTML. And fourth one. I think we have this is the fourth class. Fourth class.
This is the fifth class, but this is the fourth week.
Okay, guys, no problem. Let's continue. Okay, so we are calling the class now. Now look, so because the color is not exactly the same thing, we now have to give him up to 7. Now, for Tijani, the image is too small because it's more like a banner image, and this particular div is also not properly placed. Okay, so these are the things that I'm looking at. I don't know why Ayomide submitted something like this. There's nothing here. And same thing with Barnabas. So Abiba, your submission is not correct. You are not meant to screenshot your video, your laptop. Okay, so you need to understand that the instruction is you have to screenshot what you got and submit. So this submission is not accepted. Okay, so the same thing happens to this. You see, the color is not actually different and the image is not properly positioned. So this is okay, but the same thing happens to the color, not very well. The color is not exactly, the image is not bad. You can see the front side. So for this person, Ayuade, what you did is not bad, okay? What you did is not bad. But I would have loved to see your code to see what you, because I could notice that you centered everything. Okay, you centered everything, which is not bad. But you're actually not meant to do that. But this is also not bad. So for this, you are getting around like 7/10. So I'll give people that does something like this to 7/10. The same thing happens to them saying the color is not exactly the same thing, and the image is not big enough. So I'm just trying to. There's a particular guy that did very well. I want to see what he did is actually not what I've got you, but he was. I don't know why Barakat Ajao sent me a picture. There's a particular one that I want to show you. He was able to add the picture to the background such that the particular image he used was it could take the cover, so the background cover, which is nice. I can't. Let me try and find that guy. So look at this person now. I don't know why he sent me that. So most of you guys, at least you tried. This Farida, this is too big. This div is too big. Okay. Next time you reduce the length. It's too big. So I don't know what what Komodin Musa is trying to do. I don't understand what he's trying to do. This is okay. Faiz Organija, your div is not properly positioned. You see that yellow div supposed to move close. Uthman, you don't have submission. Just know that. So man, So Candy, I don't know why you sent me your picture too. So it's even good that I'm showing you guys so that this is Iron. Hey, I'm looking for Iron. This Iron Israel. So look at what Iron Israel did. Now, what he did is not what I've taught you guys, but I was impressed with what Iron Israel did. So he was able to use the picture for to make it a background cover. You get. Then he placed all the text and he placed the text and the button on it. So like this is an extra, and that's why he was able to get the extra mark. So there's always that's why in software development, one thing about it that makes it different to others is when you are given one or two things, you're expected to do 10 or more. So that means in reality, you are not meant to score candidates based on what you've taught them. The expectation is the candidate should have done more and should be able to now, put it in code. Okay, yeah, you've taught me this, but I was able to achieve this. And that is what we appreciate in the software development and in the software industry. Okay, so I give it all to INA for doing this. So I think I have a couple of people that did that, but this is the exact one I want you guys to see. So let's go back to our class. Let me present. So in the last class, I explained semantics HTML to you guys. And I told us we have semantics and non-semantics. So just to recap what I said, we all know that the HTML is actually the web structure, and the moment you use different HTML elements to achieve the website design, the website layout that you want to do, you get your results. And for you to now do one or two things, for you to either communicate with your users, people that will be visiting your website, there are some semantic HTML that you make use of, which I've explained. And what does semantic means? I've said that already. Can anybody remind us what semantic means?
Semantic means meaning.
Thank you very much. So it means giving meaning to our elements or to our contents this time around. So when not semantic is, it does not have any meaning, so we just make use of them. And I mentioned examples like div, like span, like p tags, and the likes. So we have more examples here for semantic elements like headers, nav, sections, articles, aside, footer. So it has meaning when you use them. Okay, for example, when you use footer, this tells your users that okay, this is a footer element. So let me show you an example of footer elements. Right. Let me show you an example of a footer element. Presentation note to this particular website. So look at this of our Tech Expo website now. Now, at the bottom part of the website, you have a footer element that contain other link to other part of the website. We have about us, we have the contacts, events, and logo. So this is the footer element. So even for your browsers, this particular footer element tells the browser that okay, this is the footer part of the watch, and it has the meaning. And the same thing happens to the header of the element. So at the other part of the element, you can see, okay, this is what you have. Now, if you look at this particular thing, this is the same thing that INE did. The text, the picture was the background, and the text were actually placed on the background. If you remember what I showed you with what INE did, you see that it's almost the same thing. So it has meaning, and we make use of those meaning. So let's go back to the documents we are using. So for people that are just joining the class for the first time, this is the material that we are using to learn our HTML. I've sent the link. I'm going to send it to you guys. So I'm going to send it now so that you can open it and follow us as we continue the class. So I'm going to send the link now. You guys should be able to see the link. So I've sent the link to you guys. Okay. So this is what Semantic does. So if you look at this particular document, so let me copy this document for you to see. So I'm going to copy this document and paste it. So I'm going to open my VS Code. That we are going to see what each of those elements does. Use my VS Code. Let me try to create Control A, remove Control V. So, oh, you guys cannot see my screen. So let me share the VS Code with you guys. Then something else. So, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, look at this is what I've just copied. Now, let me do something. This is the HTML structure, and we have the edge. Now, I'm going to teach you something that is very important now as we continue to learn about the semantics, and that is formatting our HTML. Now, if you look at this particular document, it is not properly formatted, okay? And the reason why it is not properly formatted is because the next thing is not correct. The next thing is not correct. If you look at this particular one, the next thing is okay, but for the others, it is not. So the HTML is the next thing for the HTML is the parent for head and body. So I'm going to close this and just do tab. Ctrl Z. I'm going to close this and do tab. So with tab, I've shifted the head and the body with a space, so it has indentation now. And this shows that we have the head and body as the child of HTML. Okay, so this is the proper next thing that we're supposed to have. So if I should open it back, the meta and the title they are just like children to the end. That one is properly nested. It is properly nested. So this is important for you to easily identify errors with your code. It helps you to get how your code works, and you can easily debug if you have problem with your code. So it is important to have proper nesting. So when you look at this particular one, this is also good. Let's look at this. This too is also good. So this is also good. So let me close this edge. Now we are talking about, I was explaining what semantic is. The div is just ordinary, it is not semantic. All the div that we have there is not semantic. But when you look at the likes of, let me open this now. So div, and key elements. So all these are non-semantic. So now copy the second one. Let me copy this one. So let me create another file. The text file. So look at this particular one. In this element, in this document now, we have more semantic than this semantic. So this one use div for everything, non-semantic. But while this one, we have header. So instead of using div h1 my super cool blog, what do you have here? This will indicate that it is header element my super cool blog. Nav ul li about me contact search. So this nav is semantic. This nav is semantic. This header is what? Is semantic. Look at this one. We have just div article. When you use article is actually used to tell your audience, your users, that this particular part is an part of the body. It is an article. Please mute your mic, please. Mute your mic. So thank you. So the article part allows you to, it's a semantic element that tells your user that this particular part is an article for the element. That means it will be containing information that is article-like. The important title, document, and within the article, you are also saying that you have header, which is the intro part of the content, and of course This is just the contents. So this particular HTML document uses semantic element heavily. Look at the last part, footer, P, copyright. You see now, you have it there. Compared to what we have here, just ordinary div and P elements. Okay, so let me change. So now let's go back to our documents. So the last part of the document says that when you compare the one that has semantic and one that does not have semantic, you see that the way you've presented your document is different. So for this particular one that has semantics, in this particular case, we have been able to eliminate all the divs and replace them with elements that have more semantic meaning regarding the layout of the page and the purpose of the content. You can look at this document and see where the footer is, what the header for each area is, and so on. That's the beauty of semantic HTML. I believe this is clear. So please and please, for our subsequent assignment, we are to be using semantic elements. If you want to present the last part of your document, you should make use of what? Footer. If you want to present the body, the content, you should make use of article or section. If you want to show us the navigation, you should make use of navs. So you see, that is how to write semantic HTML elements, okay? Which is very important. So the next thing is we'll be looking at tables and forms. We're looking at tables and forms. We will see how we can actually create the likes of Google Form using HTML form elements. How we can create table using HTML table elements. So building semantic HTML tables, what does it involve? The first thing is you to know we have these elements: table element, TR element, TH element, TD element, TH element, TBody elements. The table element, this tag encompasses the entire table and wraps all of your elements, all your HTML code for a table. So this is like the parent for all the table type elements. The TR is the table elements, and the table element defines a row of cells which can include your TD, table description, or TH, table head. So the TH, this TH is the table header tag. What does it do? It defines a cell as the what? As the header for a group of cells. TD, the table data tag, defines a cell of the table that contains some data, while the TH element defines a set of rows which define the column of what? The table. Then the TBody. But the TBody defines one or more TR elements. So that means the TBody can contain several TRs, and it is also within the what? The table element. Now let's look at an example. We also have two foot element. The foot element tags a set of rows summarizing the column of the table. So you see what it does. It summarizes the rows of what? The column of the table. And where do you think this will be? It will be at the bottom. So here's an example of a semantic table and how it looks like. We have table, and this table is the opening tag.
Nice.
Followed by the what? Closing tag. Every other element will be within the what? Table. So the table is the what? Is the parent element for all the other elements. The T-head, open tag, close tag, contain TR as the only child. The TR open tag and closing tag. The TR contains 3 children. 1, 2, 3. These are the heading elements. Then we have the T table, opening tag and closing tag. The T table has the TR. That's the rows. We have 1 and we have 2. And the contents is the T data. 1, 2, 3. And close tag. And in this single column, we have the words, the contents. So I can easily copy this element I copy these elements and paste it I'll paste it here.
You know that word. Samsung.
So let me come
Can you please unmute your mic, please?
Before the footer, I'm going to have the table here. So this is the words. So this is the table HTML structure. So we have the table HTML structure here. So for good semantics, I'm going to tap all these ones. So if I should close my table, it aligns equally. Okay. So for you to have good semantics, look at the parent element line. This particular line must touches the open tag and the close tag must have link. Look at this line. It touches each other. that shows that it is the parent for all these elements. So if I should close it, it will close. You see that? So it is parent for all these elements. Okay. Now let me save it. Let's say we inspire week 4. Let's save this. Let's run it and see. Okay, so now we have this table element. Now let me show you.
Unmute your mic, please.
Please, guys, mute your mic, please. Don't disturb our class. Barnabas, mute your mic. So I'm going to let me share this screen. Let me share what I've just done. So look at this part, guys. The code that we wrote, this is the small thing that we're able to achieve with it. Adding, content. So that's what we're able to achieve with it. So if you look at it, in the T head, we have the heading that has data, and data is just TD. We have 3 which contain heading. And in the T body, we have 3 TR, the first one, the second one. We have 2 TR, the first one, the second one, and the third one. The first one and the second one, which has 3 content each. It has 3 content. That's why we have content. So then the T foot, which is the last one, also has 3 content but 1 TR. And that's why at the end we have 1, 2, 3. So this is the first row, this is second, and this is what? This is the third. So the one in bold, if you remember, is the TD and TH. The one in bold is the what? Is the TH. So if I should show you my screen, let me share the whole screen with you guys so that you can appreciate what I'm teaching you guys very well. So I'm going to share the entire screen. Share the screen. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to Now look at this, guys. We have heading. Inside this element,
Hello, am I the only one that can't hear him say anything again?
Not only you, I'm only saying the Cifadel.
I'm not seeing anything yet too.
It's the network from his side. I think the network somehow.
so hello guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I think you lost me for like a
We,
minute.
we, we can hear you loud and clear. Mm-mm.
I used to see my screen.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes, you can see your screen now.
Okay, good. So I was explaining. So I was explaining what happened with these table elements, how it works. So if I should remove this particular part, and I reload this, do you notice that there's no heading again? The heading is no more. If I should return it and reload this part, so the T edge, T out, T edge serves this heading element. The same thing happens with the T foot. But you comment it out. And I reload this. You will see it again. So no more T foot. So just to make it easy, instead of saying content, I can say foot. Then foot. And I will load this with what? Foot. So let's take it again. The table element is the parent element for all the table HTML elements, like the T head, the T body, the T foot, the T out, the TD. The T head element is the element that indicates the first part of the document, the heading of the document, and within the T head element, we can have the T out, we can have the word TH. The TH element represents the word, the header element. The T body element shows the content of the our table, where we have the T out, the TD. So this is just a semantic forms of creating our table elements. So, and this table is not very beautiful. We can beautify it with our CSS. So don't be bothered that what type of table is this. Very what table, not beautiful, nothing. Okay, we can beautify with our CSS. Is there any question for me?
So I have a question.
Okay, I've seen Khadija. Let me take Khadija first.
Alright, sir. If I want the lines in the table to show, how am I going to do that?
You don't able to do what?
If I want the lines in the table to show, like the table you showed us now, where we are seeing the content of the table, but there are no lines. So you want the lines to show, how do you do that?
Yes, there's no line because we've not styled the table. There's no any styling done with the table. That's why there's no line. That's why I said that the table is not looking very fine, but we can actually make it fine using our CSS. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. So that means you cannot put lines in this area.
I can't hear you. However, because the background is very noisy. However, we've not gotten to CSS. We are getting to CSS very soon, where we'll be seeing how we can make our website beautiful with CSS styling. Barakat Jimon, you have the floor. Okay, let me take Kende first. Kende Beniza.
Good morning, sir. My question is this:
Yeah, good
based
morning.
on what you are teaching us, moment, are we going to replicate that particular web page that contain the content of the articles and the rest?
No, I'm going to give you what you are going to replicate. It might not be this one exactly, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Barakat. Any other question? So let's move to the next thing. Building form with. So the next thing is building HTML forms. I believe we have made use of form one way or the other, and this is not the time. This is not the very first time we are using form. Though you might not have built your own form, but at least you have seen, you have feed a lot of applications online that make use of form. Sorry, let me a minute, please. So what is HTML forms? So forms are another essential part of HTML and will be used quite a bit when we get to server-side programming. Okay, we use forms to transmit data to other pages and servers. So HTML, according to MDN, HTML forms are one of the main points of interactions between a user and a website or application. So MDN is Mozilla developers web page that you can go to get information on different programming, especially HTML, JavaScript. Okay, can get enough information using MDN. So you can go there to learn a lot of things. I'm going to send it to you now. It's a good resources for you to make use of to learn more about what we are doing. So HTML forms is one of the main point of interaction between a user and a website. So you can easily fill your information using HTML form, okay? So they allow users to send their data to the website. Most of the time, that data is sent to the web server. Okay. So you know what form is now. So how do you create your own form? How can you create a form for users to make use of? How you create your form for users to enter their data and so on and so forth. And like I said, you can create something that looks like Google Form and connect it with our backend for users to enter and submit their data. To get started with a form, we need a form element, a form tag element, an action attribute where the form should go when submitted. We need the hash as the value of this attribute to signify that the form should not go anywhere. So we're looking at form as a tag element, looking at action as attributes, looking at the method. So form also have another essential attribute called method, which specifies how the form should be submitted. So when we are creating form for the first time, these are the things that you'll be seeing. Look at this. So I'm going to copy this for you guys to see. Control C. And I'm going to come here and paste it. This is a form element. So I'm going to write form. So let's say this is form 2. This is form 1. So let me create form 1. So this form 1, we just have maybe a div with label, have a name, inputs, text, value, name, placeholder, name. Ayomide. Okay. So guys, let's look at what I've done. This is the first form I created, form. And in the form, I have just a single input element inside a label and div. So label, name. So let's see what it is. Let's see what it is. So this is the form that I created. Let me come back here and say form 1. Let's say H2. Form 1. Then H2 form 2. Now, form 1, form 2. Now, let's analyze form 1. In form 1, I have the form elements. This is the form elements. No action. Then inside the form elements, I have div. This div is just meant to wrap it. Okay, it does not have anything to do. But there are two things that is important that is part of the form element apart from the div that comes with the form itself is the label element and the what input element. So what is the label element? The label element is just like a representative of the input elements. It tells what the input element is. So it's like a caption that our users can read. And in this label element, I have what? Name as the content. And if you look at this part, I have what? I have name, which shows that this form, this particular input is meant for name. So it's meant for name. So label is just to show the user what the input element does. Okay. Now in the input element, which is the main element that takes the user input and sends to the database, has some attributes, type and placeholder. Now this type can have different forms. The input type element has different forms. It can be a button, it can be a checkbox, it can be color, date, time, email, file, image, month, number, password, radio, submit. So we have a lot of it. So the first thing you want to do is when you are creating input elements is you want to tell your users what type of input elements you created. Okay, but this one is just text, and that will tell your user that okay, just enter text here. Just enter text here. So what I'm going to do for you guys now is I'm going to open a Google form. I'm going to open a Google form. So look at this Google form. This Google form has a full name. So I can say my input element is going to be full name. Full name. And my placeholder is going to be what? Short answer text. So if you look at this, I can wrap this in a div. So it's going to be up. So I'm going to have something like this. Ctrl X. So if I go back to this part, you see that I have almost the same thing. Full name and short answered word text where the person can type his name, Shola Adigun, Shola Adigun. Now, if we go back to our form, we now see that the full name is compulsory. That means you must fill your full name. For us to do that, I can now add an attribute to it that shows required. So with required, automatically, the person must be able to what? That means this person must fill this form. So without that, it will not read only. Is required. So required means the person must what? Must fill this form. So I don't want to submit this form without filling it. It will not submit because it is what? It needs to be filled. So that is the essence of. So this asterisk that you are saying, is done with the required attributes. Okay. Now, notice this is an email. So I can create another element. Control C. I can create another element. I'm going to come here and say div label email address. Then it's going to be what? Email address. Then I'll come here, inputs. So this input is not going to be text. So the type is going to be what? It's going to be email. Going to be email. Then the placeholder is going to be what? Short answer text. And I'm going to say it is what? Important. You must fill it by using what? Required. So required. Then I'm going to come again to create a phone number. So I can copy this text, Control C, and paste it here. I just change this email address to what? Phone number. Then the content will be what? Content will be what? Phone number 2. Phone number. Phone number. So the type now for this type, I'll just come down and now look for number. Now we see we have password. We want to make password. We have number. So let me come back to number. So I'll make use of number so that person will just type number there. So that's how to make this phone number. Okay. Now, for me to make which of our program have you done in the past? So I'm going to do div label which of our program have you done in the past? Let us see. That would be the content of this part. So I'll now come back here and say div. So the div we just went to wrap it in a block. Okay. Now look at this one. What we have here is different from what we have here. Here we have short answer text, but here we have what? A radio button. So this round one is called what? Radio button. We have two types. We have radio button, which is round, and we have checkbox, which is what? Square. In radio button, you can only pick one answer. In checkbox, you can pick as much as possible. I'm going to demonstrate the two to you guys. So for this one, I'm going to say input. The input is what? Radio button, right? So radio button. So we input type radio. Do you see that? Name it program. ID. I'll give it 1. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So that's 3. That's 5. So I'm going to write ideas, word, bank, projects. Under inputs, radio, program, one, what is it? Inputs, radio button, one, skill up. So that's how I'm going to achieve this. So if it is for me to now do, so let me show you the opposite, the checkbox. I'm going to do div label many options. Any options. Or let me say pick all objects. So this is going to be pick all subjects. Pick all subjects. Pick all subjects. Div. So this is going to be inputs checkbox So I'm going to say subject say mathematics. So input is another example of a self-closing element. Mathematics, English, physics, history, French. Okay. So with this, I can go back and load our elements. Now, you notice we have which of our program have we done in the past? Ideas, World Bank, projects, 3MDT, skill up. You see that pick all subjects, mathematics, English, physics. So if you want to make it, let's make it fall under each row. So for me to just do that, I can easily do I can easily wrap it in a div. Wrap each of them in a div. I'll wrap these two in a div. I'll wrap this into a div too. So that's what the div is doing there. I'll do the same thing for this. Wrap it in a div. I also have this div. I'll look at my physics. Wrap it in a div. History. Wrap it in a div. French. Wrap it in a div. So let's reload this, and we have the same thing. So which of our program have we done in the past? Ideas, DMTT, skill up, pick up subjects, mathematics. So now, like I said, this is what we call radio button. Why this is what checkbox. And the major difference is in radio button you can only pick one option. While in checkbox you can pick as much as what? You can pick as much as possible or as applicable. You can pick anyone that you think is applicable. But on this one, if I want to pick everything, I cannot pick skill up again. So I can only pick one. You see that? So that is the major difference between. So I'm going to show you some other ones that we have. In Form 2 now, we have username, password. So if I type 1, 2, 3, now it will show 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now automatically it's not showing my words, it's not showing my text. It's not showing my text. But if I press Ctrl Shift J and try to inspect, I can inspect this text. So guys, as a developer, there are things that you need to know now. So if somebody should hide their text for me, I'll just click on this inspect and come to this part and come and see their password. From here, I can look at their password. So I will just look at the password here. Let me extend this. So this is the password, Abi. So text. I don't now. This now that it has displayed the password. Are you guys with me?
Yes, sir.
So that means you can actually see people's password if you want to by inspecting the HTML elements and changing it to text. So with that, it shows me the password. So this favorite instructor element, math or team is also what? Is also a radio button. Why this JavaScript Python is what? Is checkbox. Now, there's another one that I've not talked about. Is the test content and test area, whereby you can easily write enough text, additional comments, and submit. So though this is not submit, so this is a submit button, but it will not submit. So let's go back to that. Let me show you. So look at the text area. So when you use text area, it shows the text like this, whereby you'll be able to write text. So the text area, we have attributes like name, ID, columns, and rows. So these columns and rows is what determine the size of your text. So if I can change this to 20. I can change this to 20 and reload my page. You see how small it is now? Let me change it to 10 and reload my page. You see how small it is? So it becomes smaller every time I change it. Same thing happens to. So the input, now this input submit is working for the whole form. This submit button. By the time I use Shade password, math, UB, this is fine. By the time I press submit, to disappear. You see that? So that's the function of the submit button. So type submit. But this one is not submitting because it will just remove the it will reload the page. It's just reloading the page for us. It's not submitting. Okay. Then there are some other things that we just need to know. For example, you can have a file input element. So I can say input file. So this input file, you'll be able to what? Enter a file, you'll be able to upload a file. So this one will automatically goes to my what? To my page, and you see that it has uploaded there. So that is what it does. When I submit, it will just refresh it and it will disappear because it's not submitting. So there are so many other ones that you can learn. Just go there and you see you can have input dates. Type. So this is button, checkbox, color, date. So this date will allow you to enter your date, email. This one allow you to enter image. So we have so many other ones. Search, can search. So you can for phone number you can use tel. For tel it will only allow you to enter phone number. You have tel or you have number. They are two different. URL, this will only allow you to enter URL. So and there are a lot of other things that you can learn. So any question before I move on? Any question on form? You have question on form that I've just explained now. Please, if you guys can hear me, or mute.
I can hear you, sir.
Okay. So that means there's no questions. All right. So we can move to the next thing. So we have HTML media. HTML media is actually important. It's interesting because with HTML media, you see how we can have videos on our web page. Please, guys, just give me like 1 minute, please. Come in. So with HTML5 medias, it allows us to embed audios, embed videos to our HTML page. So HTML5 media is an addition to what we have on Gand. And we'll be learning how we can actually use HTML5 medias to add videos and audios to our HTML page. And for me to just do that, I'm going to go to my documents, and just like we used to have image, can also have HTML5 elements, video. So the first HTML5 media element that we'll be using is video. What video? So video, like I said, is like the image element that we use, IMG. It uses SRC2. And for the SRC, you find image video. So I can look at this. Let me find, do you have a video here? The Ministry of Gentleman. So I'm going to just come to the Ministry of Gentleman. So I'm going to add this video. So I've added it using video, right? So let's go to let's come back here and reload it. So this is the video. So this is the video that I've just added. You can see it, download. So this should give you, so once it's loaded completely, you'll be able to, let me change this. It's too heavy. Let me go to I think this video should not be too heavy. So I can add several video. // So the reason I use // is because I want to go to another folder. I want to, my HTML is saved in my desktop, but where I'm going now is another location. It's not within the desktop location. I have to go to another one. Now I do .. And where I'm going is the video. So video. So I'll just look at, let me pick this first one. Let's reload it. Now you see the video now. It's already showing what? It's already showing the video. So this is one of the video I did then. So it's already showing those video now. Now, for your video, you can control what happens to it using the video attributes. So we have several video attributes. We have loop. So this loop will make it to loop continuously. We have autoplay. Now let me show you. Let's go to W3 School. W3 School video tag. So HTML video tag. Now, with this, you can set the width and height of your video and give it control. So I'm going to set the width and height. Width, make it 200 height, I'll make it 230. Yeah, I'll give it control. So this control is for us to have all the play, stop, blah 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 that we're supposed to have. So I'm going to do this for this. So let's compare it to another one, video. Dot slash video. So if I want to use another file, I can do that. But if I just want to pick any video like that, so I can just pick anyone. Let's pick idea skill and see. So I won't give this one height, I'll just give it control. That's all. Let's go back. Now look at this one. This one did not have any. This one not have any size and width. You see that? Look at this one. It has size and width. You see how small it is. But we have the control, so I can play any of this. I can look at the volume, increase it. So things like that. Let me play this one. So you may not hear what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying. So look at this one. So if I want to increase it to full, you see I can increase it to the full length. So it has the normal activities that we're supposed to have. So you see, you can easily play it, you can stop it. So that's for video. Same thing happens to audio. I don't have audio, they have audio. So if you have audio file, you can easily, I'm not sure if I have audio. This is not audio. If you have audio file, you also link it like that. Cannot play. So I don't have any audio file here. Let me go back to let's go back to so iframe is not in use anymore. That's why I want to talk about it. So you guys, you've seen how we can make use of HTML5 media elements. So HTML exercise. So write the necessary HTML to make your page look like this one. So this is the assignment that I'll be giving you guys. We'll be doing the two together. So these two should be on a single page. Welcome back. Here's a good video from YouTube. Blah, blah, blah. So please don't worry. So I'm going to teach you guys something, but before then, let me go back. Now look at this. I have two HTML elements. So I can have something like this. Let me go to body. I say lesson. If now I have one of our classes, we talk about anchor tag elements and how anchor tag elements can assist us to link from one web page to another, or can take us to another web address. And I showed you how we can link to University of Ilorin. And what did I do? I just do anchor tag. I just did. So I can just go to. I can just go to University of Ilorin. www.unilorin.edu.ng. So this will take me to the University of Ilorin web page. Okay, so this same link, I'm going to copy it and paste it here. Go to Unilorin website. So if I should come back to our link, I'm going to see I will load it. I'm going to see. Okay, I think I did the wrong one. I did the wrong one. So I want to show it here. So now, so let me come back here and reload. So you see now, go to Unilorin website. So if I click on this, it will take me to Unilorin website straight. Now you see that better by far. University of Ilorin ranking. University of Ilorin in Nigeria. University of Trust in Nigeria. JAMB Merit Award. I measured the highest number of international students. Wow. So your school is doing great. That's interesting. So I just let me peep through what you guys are doing. Here we're starting in 1995. Programs 148 programs. Alumni 250K. Wow. I got to 60K. I wish it is making sense. So I can go back. Now you notice that when I click on Unilorin, it opens it. Look at this. It loads it on the same page. If I want to make it to do something nice, I can just click on this and so we want it to open in another page rather than tab index blank. Tab index and target rather. Targets blank. Let me confirm that again. Target. So we have blank parent self-top. So blank. So let's go back. So now we see that this is loading the same thing, but this time around, I said target blank, so it will open another page entirely. So now you see that it opened another page, not the same, so that I can easily go back to what I'm doing here. So that is a good user experience. Okay, so and to achieve that, I use target blank. Okay, now we'll do something again. Div anchor tag. Now this anchor tag, I want you to go to view inspire lesson 1. So I'm going to say previous lesson. I'm going to do this one. Div current lesson. So this one is going to be inspire. This is going to current lesson. Now look at this. So if I should click on previous lesson, let me close this one. So we have to go to the Unilearn website. Previous lesson. This will lead me towards this particular page. You see that this is another page entirely. Current lesson. This is where we are currently. So guys, I don't know if you are getting what I'm saying. If you are with me, guys, please thumbs up. So let me just call on people randomly. Let me call on people randomly to know if you guys understand my class. So Yusuf Fati, are you there?
Yes, sir.
You understand what I just did?
Yes, sir.
Khadija Tuaji, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand what I just did?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ashabi, are you there? Ashabi is on there. Moswat, do you understand what I just did? Moswat. So Moswat is not saying anything, no, but we are seeing your face now. So okay, so let's continue. Now I've showed you what okay, let's go back. So I believe you should be able to do this assignment. This is home about contacts. This was done with table, right? This is just table. You need to do that. So most of the content here is what? Thematic content, contact us, first name, last name, email, date of birth. So I told that there's another one that has dates. You should be able to use that one for. So this is input elements. So I want to see something like this too. So essential questions: what kind of work do you need? So this is what class. Is this checkbox or radio button? Programming, design, singing, comedy. Is it checkbox or radio button?
Radio button, sir.
Look at it very well.
The first one is checkbox.
Checkbox, sir. Checkbox, sir.
So the first one is checkboxes, and the second one is what? Radio buttons.
Yes, sir.
Radio button.
Yeah, we have at the last we have here the footer. Let's make sure we copy. Now, I said that make this make it a single web page. So welcome back. Here's a great video from YouTube. Here's some music from Spotify. So what you now do is I want you to upload. So I want to see the screenshot of your own page, and this welcome back should have your name. You understand? So that means you should have something like this. So you see now, welcome back. Aiden Abdulaziz. Okay, our time has ended, so we need to stop tags and selection.
Sir, you've not taken the attendance though.
Don't worry, I've taken your attendance. You are joining the class for the first time, Abby?
No, the third time.
Are you asking me about I'm not taking the attendance? Are you sure you have not taken the attendance?
I came around 10:38.
If you don't have up to 1 hour class, you know you're not having my attendance. You know that.
I came 38. I have more than 1 hour class.
What's your name?
Oloyede Messi.
Are you sure?
Me too, sir. Yusuf Fatia.
Same here, sir. I joined around 11.
I joined around 11 too.
You joined 1 hour after the class.
Same here, sir. I joined before 11.
Don't worry, I will increase my criteria now. If you don't have 1 hour 30-minute attendance, you're not having attendance at all. Now you guys you've chosen to join 1 hour after the class, right?
It wasn't intentional, sir.
It's network issue.
Let me look at people that really have my attendance. At least. I know. Please don't ask me. Don't even bother to say I did not hear my name. I'm only going to mention people that will have my attendance. Your name might be here, but because you don't have up to 1 hour or something, I won't call you. So Abdulmajid Mustafa, Habib Akande, Abubakar Samad, Adide Grace, Akintobi Wayimat, Anoluwapo Adedumola, Bamboye Simolowe, Barakat Isa, Deborah Ogwe, ACM Deborah, Fatia Baba, Principal Moses, Abiba Tanda, Abiba, Walesin, so Jima, Ahmad Zinat, Awa Titilope, Ola Inoluwa, Ibrahim Abiodun, Israel Ayeni, Kẹ́hìndé Ebenezer, Khadija Turaji, Latifat Ayédùn, Mariam Suleiman, Michelle Mistura, Kadi Mojololuwa, Mohanikeji Olayinka, Nwoko Vicentia, Nwadepis, Queen Helen, Nyonu, Ọbájìmí Joseph Tófúnmi, Olúwadáyọ̀ Ògún, see them o, imagine 1 minute, 2 minutes. See them o, no wahala, 2 minutes, okay.
I've joined the class instead of talk about. I did not hear my name.
Òsíndẹ̀yìndé
Likewise, yeah, I know
Kẹ́hìndé,
hear my name.
Oyèlékè,
I just I not hear my own name too.
Mujo.
I didn't hear my name.
Why are you talking? Am I not still calling the
I've not hear
name?
my name. I've not heard my name.
Ridwan Abiade, Seidat Balogun, Sanu Faridat Kemi, Temisan Akintimehin, Thomas Food, Uthman ID. Thomas Food, change your name. What is Thomas Food? Wisdom Adeleye, Yakub Mariam, Yusuf Hasanet, Yusuf Wanda Osazif, or Service. I don't know. So these are the people that actually attended.
I joined around 10:03. I don't know my name.
Yes, I also joined around 10.
Yes,
I
sir.
know my
I
Good
name,
joined
morning,
sir.
10:03. I
Since
don't hear
9, I
my
don't hear
name.
my name. Since 9.
Who said the judge is 9?
I joined 10:03. I don't hear my name.
What's your name?
Wahab Blessing.
I joined immediately.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. I joined exactly 10:01. I didn't hear my name, sir.
And what's your name?
Afolayanlu Akemi. You even made mention of my name.
Yes, you mentioned my name as well. Why you were calling names the first
I
time?
know hear my name too.
No,
Then
I
around
joined
10.
I
11.
didn't
I
hear my
don't hear
name. My name is exactly 10:11.
I did not hear
I
my
didn't
name
hear my
too. I
name.
joined around 10:12. So I joined around 10:14. I didn't hear my name too, sir.
Drop it now. So I drop my name in the group so that
So I didn't hear my name.
So I have
Wahab.
I'm going to call the second one. If your name is not there, that name is not there at all. Abbas Barnabas.
Sir, I was in class from the
sir, please, did you come by?
Abbas Barnabas, Abib
So I'm not
Akande,
sure.
Size
Abisola,
Abba Barnabas.
Afolabi Latifa, Agbade, Bolabo, Ainat Tolulope, Akim Lamidi, Amujo Peace, Anoluwapo Abel Kamola, Ayokami Adeyemi, Barakat Isa, Charlie Precious, Damola Sobotemi, Deborah Ogwe, Magnifico. I don't know who that is. Ezio Mukado Spring, Faiz Organiga, Peter Baba, Physical Moses, Waletin, Awa Titilope, Inoluwa Olaosebikan. So I'm coming. I think I should stop recording the class.
Since I can see the class.
So I joined 10:03. I did not hear my name. Wahab Blessing.
Sir, I joined at the beginning of the class and I did not hear my name.